Hey, what's going on, hunters? I got 5 helpful tips for beginners in Monster Hunter Wilds. Our first tip is going to be tracking things with our Sacred. So I'm going to open up my map with M. The button for you may be different, but let's just say, let's find something here like Quemetris. Here we go. We're going to go to this Quemetris right here. And I'm going to press X. That is the button for me. The button could be different for you, but I'm going to press that, waypoint directly to it. And now all I have to do is hold shift. And now my Sacred will take me directly to this Quemetris monster. And then I can go ahead and fight it. And now as a part 2 to this, you can actually go ahead and select very specific items that you want your Sacred to take you to. Like, let's say, for instance, I want to go to this wasp right here. I'm going to mark it, highlight it, set a waypoint, and then my Sacred will take me directly to it. But that is not the best way that you can do that. What you want to do is see in the bottom left-hand corner right here. For me, it is A, so I'm going to press A. And then from here, you can actually select between what you want to look for. So we're going to look for herbs and whatnot, but it will also show you all of the endemic life. But let's just say, for instance, I want to find just normal herbs, right? I'm going to go like that. You have the ability to waypoint, which will take your Sacred directly to it. But then also you have the ability to highlight it, so then it has this little ping on the map. But we're going to waypoint directly to it. And now my Sacred will take me directly to those herbs. And again, you can do this with endemic life. You can do this with other herbs. You can do this with materials. You can do this with all kinds of stuff. Now, my second tip for you is going to be, once you are on the ground after an attack, in order to get away from the next fatal attack or possibly fatal attack, do not try to roll out of said attack and get off the floor by rolling. Call your Sacred. So let me demonstrate here. So I'm just damaging the Quemetris. It hits me like that. I'm going to try to roll out. See how I'm on the ground for a while. Watch this. Get hit by this. Now watch if I call my Sacred, I get picked up way faster. And also a little piece of information on that as well. Wherever the Sacred is coming from, you want to go in the direction that it is actually going to. Because basically, let's say, for instance, my Sacred is now off to the right like it is right now. The Sacred's going to come from the right and it's going to go to the left. Now, if I'm controlling the Sacred and then I move to the right where it was coming from, the Sacred is going to change direction. It's going to halt in place to turn around. And then in that time, I actually have the ability to get hit by an attack. Most of the times, a monster is going to hit you where you're at, not where you're going. So basically, if, let's say, again, my Sacred is off to the right, and it is coming from the right, it is going to the left, keep moving to the left, and you will notice that the attack will hit where you were, but it won't actually hit you because you're going past it. Now, for tip number 3, it is going to be how to reach wounds that are typically kind of hard to reach. So basically, this Quemetris has a wound on the top of its tail like that, right? Unless I knock this thing over, it's going to be kind of hard to actually get to that. So the way that we get around that is call in our Sacred. Then what you want to do is you want to jump off your Sacred, hold focus mode, and then you want to attack, and now you can get that wound. So jump off of your Sacred, hold your focus mode, look at the wound, then attack as you are landing on it, and you will be able to jump onto that wound and destroy it before you hit the ground. For tip number 4, I want to tell you about interactable environments. There is so many places that you can actually interact with, such as this place right here, falling boulders. So in an instance where there is a monster right here, you can use your grapple, and then you can grab onto these falling boulders, and you can drop them onto the monster. They typically do a lot of damage. They can stagger them, stun them, knock them down. This is really, really good stuff to be using, but you can't only just use these. You can also do really helpful things like dropping vine traps off of trees. Like so, you see this, you go like that, you run the monster into this, and then they will get trapped by the vine trap. Now, they can get out of this trap just like other traps, but it will hold them down for a little bit. Another one is flash flies. You'll see these out and about. You can use your grappler, use it like that. I'm sorry, guys. But then you can basically just flash anything in the general vicinity as long as they're kind of looking at it. Another really good one is one of the places that Ray Dow will go. So once you climb all the way up here, Now, this is not specific to Raid Down. Other monsters will come up here. But basically, once you get up here, there are 3 different crystal burst areas that you are able to drop. So you can drop this one like that. Again, these do a lot of damage. They can stagger them, stun them, all that kind of stuff. Now, typically after you drop 1 or 2 of them on the monster, they will take off. So if you use a luring pod to get their attention and then walk them over here to the next one, you should be able to get all 3. But the first one's there, the second one is right here, and then the third one is right there. And then that is a lot of free damage, stuns, staggers, all kinds of really, really good stuff. And actually, a quick callback to one of our other tips is, again, press A or whichever button it is for you, and then look for your fast travel points. I'm just going to go back to the base camp, and then boom. Now, another really helpful tip is once you walk over here past these guys, go over here to your pop-up camp Meowster. Go talk to him, and then basically with this guy, you will be able to manage in any of the areas your pop-up camps. So as long as the area doesn't say dangerous, you will be able to set up or remove a camp that's already there if you want to make it a little bit closer, if you want to make it a little bit further away. So instead of having to actually go to the area itself and then find these little spots and then set up the camp on your own, you can literally do it just from this menu right here. And then of course you can fast travel to them once you are actually there, or if you are again at, like, say the Windward Plains, and then you open up your map and then you're like, okay, I want to fast travel to so-and-so place. There you go. Again, you can do this in all of the areas. It does cost a little bit of your research points, but you are going to be getting a lot of those anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. But then also I do want to let you know that these camps can be destroyed. So periodically you may see a little menu over here on the right side that says so-and-so camp has been destroyed. From there, if it has been destroyed, you come back here to this guy. You can set it up again or set it up in another location. I hope these 5 tips in Monster Hunter Wilds were helpful. Your time is incredibly valuable, so thank you very much for spending any of it watching and or listening to me talk about these 5 tips in Monster Hunter Wilds, and I will catch you in the next video. Have an awesome rest of your day, Hunter.